Yeah, of course, match day +1, having our press conference for the Derby. Um, if you take on the other side, their match day +1 could have been on Sunday morning, Kaizer Chiefs. And at that point, we still had 2 matches to play. So it's not much preparation, it's about recovery. It's about seeing exactly which players are available, seeing which players, as you saw in the match last night, a lot of substitutes had to be made, a lot of players had to be rested, some injuries. So we have to manage in relation to our preparation. You cannot do too much on the pitch. So it's a lot of video, it's a lot of tactical analysis in relation to how we can score, where are their weaknesses, where are their strengths, and freshness. Freshness is the priority to get everybody on the pitch ready to perform for 90 minutes.
I think the mood, I think the event itself sets the mood. I think each and every player is ready. We're just gonna make sure that we get there and we do our best, and we work as a team, we work as a unit, and we carry on working together and playing a good style of football that we've been producing lately.
Yeah, I think your question has 2 parts in relation to Kaizer Chiefs. If you just look at the history, last season they were competing in the Champions League, and it definitely affected their league form. I think they struggled to qualify for top 8 in the end. And the season before, they were quite early out. They didn't have continental football to worry about, and they lost the league on the last day. So on the preparation front, yes, they should be by default the ones challenging. They should be by default. They only have the league to worry about. If you just take January, they've played 3 matches so far. We've played 6 matches so far. But we have to be there. We have to take this game like any other game. Yes, it's a direct rival that is fighting for this Champions League spot, and we definitely want that. But it's definitely not a game that you play not to lose. It's definitely a match that winning the game will give you that advantage. Winning the game will put you up there in second spot already. And that is what we're aiming for. Yeah, I don't like to talk about single players. I think we treat all our 36 players the same. And definitely not only Gabadinho Mahango, but Tsegofatso Mabasa, Radio Pane, who's scoring every week and looking at us and, hey, when am I getting my opportunity? But it's about managing the squad. Yes, as you saw in the last couple of matches, he's been in the squad, and that is only a signal of his performances in training. So that has definitely put him a step closer and fighting for a place. So is Tsegofatso Mabasa. So is Radio Pane, and that competition is strong. At the moment, Gabadinho Mahango has the nod in the last few matches ahead of Tsegofatso Mabasa, ahead of Radio Pane. But they are working hard, they are pushing, they are fighting. Lepasa, Pepre as well, that are in the squad, both doing well. As well, so that competition is strong, and like we tell all our players, not only strikers but double six, wing backs, wingers. Moniani doing very well week in, week out, looking for his opportunity. But the player playing in that moment is also pushing and doing well. So it's competition throughout the squad, and I can only send the signal not only to one player but to the entire squad as work hard, be ready, because that opportunity can come at any moment. There are players that are big match temperament players, and we know them. And the competition, the starting lineup is completely open, and we can see it in the training match we had today. Players putting up their hand, players performing. In a derby situation, we have 1 training session today for the non-squad players, for the substitutes, having a training match. Playing a limited amount of minutes, still being available for the derby, and you already see the players that are pushing, the players that are putting up their hand, the players that are looking you in the eye, not literally, but with their performance on the pitch. And At the moment, the competition is really high and really good, and we have to keep it that way.
I think for me, it's all about the team. The individually comes later. I'm just going to work, try and assist the team where I can, and scoring will be just a bonus. But just to make sure that I do my job, I work to my full potential and my ability, and make sure that we get the results on Saturday. And scoring will come later. If I do, I do. If I don't, as long as the team produces the 3 points, I'm more than happy.
The fans, the supporters make the Soweto Derby, and having a full stadium, I've experienced before since I'm here, and now experience the last couple of derbies with no atmosphere. It's completely different, but that rivalry, that wanting to win, that supporters outside, where the fever, derby fever is still there. It's just the spectacle on the pitch is slightly different. A hollow stadium makes it completely different, because in the previous derbies where there were fans, you can't hear yourself speak. It's then the players' mentality that has to come through. It's small tactical elements that you can now fix with the empty stadium. You can shout to your left fullbacks that's on the opposite side, and he will hear you. In a derby, it's about the players, and that is where the big match temperament. That big match temperament is still required, because it's a huge game watched by millions, but definitely it hasn't lost its spark. And we know once the fans come back, that derby, that spectacular, that event will be back as it was before. Yeah, I think if you look a little bit back on the history of us last season and now, last season we sat with 0 strikers, and now everybody's fit, and we suddenly sit with 6 strikers that are competing for one position. And that is always the question you have as a coach, the strength of your squad. Do you play with 2 strikers? Do you take one midfielder out? At the moment, we're dominating games in terms of possession, having the numbers in the center of the pitch, having the extreme width on the sides with our wide wingers that are actually strikers. So yeah, it's just about us finding the right balance, and we have been scored 6 goals in the last game after 2-0 down, and in the last match having all these opportunities and not scoring. So yes, you can blame it on the strikers, but I think we have to take the responsibility in relation to finding the right balance. And you want your strikers to score, yes, that's their primary job, but of course you need your 3 players behind your strikers. You need your wide strikers playing left side, right side, to also contribute to goals, and that Hotto, Shando on the other side have been contributing on that front. So it's just about us finding the right balance, what is right for the team, and that questions are constantly going through our mind as technicians, myself and Coach Mandla. Is it the moment to play with 2 strikers? Is it the right game? Is it how we're evolving as a team? Will that playing 2 strikers solve the goal scoring problem, or finding the right balance with the 3 players behind the striker to contribute as well? Really good out of Hotto's side, Bandile Shandu's side, that are contributing, but we need everybody. Let's not blame it on the strikers. Let's look at the collective, and so exactly you can say for the defensive structure, you don't really applaud the goalkeeper alone. It's really a team unit, from the striker, how you press, how you play in the opponent's half, and all of those things we have to look at holistically to fix this goal scoring problem. Yeah, he had a setback after getting the clearance. It was a tricky surgery that he had on the muscle, so we're taking it a step slow, more cautious approach, because it is a muscle that has been operated on, and another 3 weeks of rehabilitation again, and hopefully by the month of April, if all goes well, he'll be cleared for selection. We was very close in coming back, but had a slight setback. So the cautious approach is now what's needed for him to pass his minimal standards in relation to his rehabilitation, and then hopefully we'll have him fit. I don't want to put my head on the block, but by April month or late March to have him back on the pitch. Yeah, it's been, if you take the league format, you have to take into to consideration that we've played 6 matches so far and already winning the first 2. But it's Nedbank Cup, it's CAF Confederations Cup, and then the league match comes at a time where you get the draw. Those are momentum, and that's really a situation where we won 4 in a row. If you take the last 2 in December, the first 2 in January, but you have to win 5 in a row, which is the league game. You have to win 6 in a row, 7 in a row. And that consistency and juggling of competitions and still having the same mindset is really what we're trying to build in the squad. Not you travel back from Libya, you come into a situation where you don't have much time to prepare, but still have the right mentality to be able to perform at the right level. Still have the mindset to be able to score goals and finish teams off earlier in matches. Because with the fatigue catching in the second half, like we saw last night, you're not able to play at that same intensity. But that is the mindset what we have to build, and not taking matches for granted. Having the right mindset for 90 minutes, whether you had 2 days to prepare, whether you had 3 days to prepare, whether you had 7 days to prepare, and that is what we're trying to build in the players. Control their thinking, don't think fatigue, think next action, and then we're able to perform at a consistent level to win 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 matches in a row. And that is what we have to build, whether it's league, whether it's Nedbank, whether it's CAF Confederations Cup. That is what we're trying to build within the players, to be able to approach each match as a cup final, to get the 3 points, whether it's league, whether it's CAF Confederations Cup, whether it's Nedbank Cup. No, with your first question, it's we can't use that as an excuse. You can't say that Cape Town City came last night to Orlando Stadium and played for the point. It's our job to be able to unlock, whether it's a deep block, whether it's a high press, whether it's a medium block, with the defensive structure, knowing our strengths. We should be able to, and as Orlando Pirates, we're a big team, we should be able to find solutions in relation to whatever the opposition may present to us defensively. Low block, medium block, 6 defense line, 5 defense line, flood the midfield, high press. We should be able to unlock them. Yes, in the continent, it's also what we've been faced. So you can't really say it's a tactical a situation that we're struggling with, because low blocks on the continent, low blocks on the last night against Cape Town City, we're unlocking teams, we're getting behind teams, we're getting these huge chances. So on the positive note is we're creating enough chances to win matches. We're unlocking defenses, whatever they present to us. We're building up through a high press. We unlocking low blocks. It's about finding the killer instinct in that final third, in that penalty area, in the box, what has to be executed in the right moment. And then it relates to your question, the goal scoring form. Is it just a copy and paste? Is it just a moment that you put these 2 in and suddenly your goal scoring issues are going to be solved? I think it's a bit more intricate than that. It's about finding the right moment. An example for Radio Pani, he has played matches before and he's done well, but it's about finding the right moment for a youngster, 18-year-old. Is it the right moment to throw him in a derby to start against Chiefs? Maybe. Some players can handle it, but it's about us finding the right moment for the team, for Gabadinho Mahango, for Tsegofatso Mabasa. This is a moment, and when that opportunity comes, I beg the media in relation to Tsegofatso Mabasa, Radio Pane, Gabadinho Mahango, other players playing in different positions. Let's not slaughter them where they have their opportunity and it's not working. We like to build the players up and then kill them on the first moment. It doesn't work. We have to find the right moment, and when their opportunity comes, we hope they can be that solution. And the striker is that has that special instinct in relation to one goal, opens it up. You're on a momentum, you're scoring then regularly each match. You don't know how you score, with your knee, with your head, with your chest, and that is what we're trying to find in the moment. Pepra has scored his last match in the CAF Confed. Last night created a lot of opportunities, not really in the near post, one huge opportunity to score, and it's about us finding that moment. And in relation to your question, yes, we're finding the moment, we're waiting for it. let's hope when that opportunity comes, these players can come and dislodge the players actually playing at the moment.
I think it goes back to it just proves how the coaches, the great coaches that we have, the great players that are around me to help me. It just proves how one can take a step forward and really produce to a result where I am. And I thank the coaches. I thank my teammates for helping me to adjust quickly and actually perform at a high level and help the team where I can. So yeah, I take a huge thanks to them for helping me, my teammates, and the coaches as well.
Yes, he's been training full training after his injury, so he is back in full training, competing for a place. Yeah, he's had the scan. We're waiting for the doctor to send his report to our medical team and then to make an assessment. At the moment, it does not look good. Having the injury match day -1, really trying to be prepared. As you saw in the CAF Confederations Cup match as well, where we took Lodge, Mako, Shandu, Monari off. As a precaution already, Lodge had this hamstring issue. 2 games back and he's played through, but at the moment it does not look good. We wait for the scans from the doctor, from the specialist to send to our medical team, and we'll get the report. But so far, it does not look good. Yeah, I think the previous derby, and you talk about the penalty we've considered, and it's not coincidence. You can go back to how many penalties Kaizer Chiefs have had in this derby. I hope we can really be clear in relation to penalty decisions tomorrow. Clear, structured decisions, neutral on both sides. Yes, you talk about the Billiat incident, but we know Billiat, a player, if you touch him, a small touch or any contact in the box, and already he's diving in the Olympic pool on both fronts. So I hope our referees are clear and know these things, knowing that any contact in and around the box, and Orlando Pirates concede another penalty, that we can be clear and know what is coming in relation to especially Kaizer Chiefs front 3 and especially Billiat. But yeah, we take the positives out of the last derby. Conceding in the last minute, coming back the way we did, dominating the way we did. We take those positives, but they're a changed team. They now have been moved to a back 3 or back 5 with Rama as a wing back on the one side, Froslo on the other side. Perhaps another option if Blom does not play in the midfield, he's playing on the wing back position. So it's definitely a situation that a 5 defense line, difficult to unlock, difficult to break down. And we know, as they did in the last match, unfortunate mistake with Tyson passing the ball to the goalkeeper, and they scored from that situation. And we know that is Kaizer Chiefs at the moment, really well coached, really well structured defensively, but they wait for you to make that mistake, they wait for you to have that turnover, and they hurt you with their front 3 on transition. So they're one of the best teams in relation to their transition, with pace, with the quality they have of their front 3, but also really defensively strong with their 5 defense line, not easy to break down. So it's up to us to be able to unlock this 5 defense line, to minimize the mistakes, because that's what they're waiting for. They can wait up until the 91st minute for your mistake. Not really a team that will really high press you, but they will wait for your mistake and then hit you on the transition. So we have to be really clear to minimize the stakes and find solutions to be able to unlock this 5 defense line that they have installed recently. Yeah, I cannot comment on the fans. I'm not really aware of that. I think with the media department, that's not really a question for me. The second spot is a target, yes. We make we don't hide it, but we cannot be focusing on second spot right now. We have to focus on the next match. And at the moment, with us playing already 6 games, Kaizer Chiefs having really time to prepare on the pitch, we have to take it game by game. And now our priority is recovery. Our priority is preparing the players mentally, physically for the match, and we take it game by game. We play every match to win, and this is, although it's a derby, we don't prepare any different. We just take it as a match that we have to go for 3 points at all costs, like we do all matches, and that's it.